Alright guys, bottom of the 8th inning here. This is probably the last inning I'm going to do tonight unless Chase Utley gets up to bat in the 9th, which I kind of doubt. Mets are up 13-4 in a laughter, and it is fantastic because I'm really just glad to see the Mets not just winning the game, but killing the game after the injustice that took place in Game 2. I've seen signs all over the park to the effect of win for Ruben, and the Mets are certainly doing that tonight. And it is fantastic to see, much like the Red Sox back in 2013, if the Dodgers, Cardinals, or umpires want their stupid, ridiculous rules, then fine, you can have them, but, don't be surprised if we stick it to you in the next game or two. So it's great to see the Mets responding the way they have. Obviously, there's still a while to go. They still have to take on Kershaw and or Greinke in the next two games. But it looks like, barring some incredible comeback, that the Mets are going to have a 2-1 lead going into the fourth game of the series. And that's really all you could ask for. It's really something amazing, to be honest with you, to see what the Mets have done in such a short time. After Utley, did his little thing and somehow got awarded the base for not tagging it. And, it's great to see, Cespedes and the Mets as a whole just responding to this degree. And I hope that they can keep it up and just, really bury the Dodgers because, I don't know, it's just great to see it, as I mentioned. And, this is the first inning of the game so far I've actually been able to record where the Mets have been batting. Cespedes fouls it off 0-2, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, can't really hope for anything more than 13 runs right now. I guess 14 will be nice. They've already broken the Mets' postseason record for a game, which was 12. So, let's see if they can add to that record here as Cespedes is at the plate. Cespedes, of course, having a great day today with a 3-run home run, and he just jacked that right out of there. I mean, there was no doubt about it. A lot of great postseason games on today, actually. The Royals coming back earlier against the Astros. The Cubs and Cardinals was a good one. Blue Jays beating the Rangers, forcing Game 5. So a lot going on in baseball tonight. But this game I was really looking forward to, and it has not disappointed. I will admit I was worried when the Dodgers took a 3-0 lead. I thought, maybe Harvey was going to unravel, give up more runs. But to his credit, he settled down. It wasn't the prettiest outing, but he got through 5 innings, and he pitched decent enough to get the win. And the Mets, of course, just exploded. I mean, that's all there is to it. Which, does expose the flaw of the Dodgers, which has always been, who do you have after Kershaw and Greinke? Those two can keep you in a game for 7, 8, 9 innings, but when they're not pitching, Brett Anderson's usually pretty decent. Tonight, not so much. But now they go back to the two big guys in the next couple games, so we'll see how that works. Cespedes grounds the ball to short. He is, out. Sorry, I've accidentally forgot the umpires are doing the game. So he is out at first. That was a close play. He is out, right? Or is he just chilling at first? I mean, don't get me wrong. He probably should be safe. Okay, Terry Collins isn't going to challenge. There's really no point. In the last inning, Madeline challenged, or last couple innings sometime. That is close. If it were a close game, I would care more about it. But to be honest with you, the umpires have blown so many calls, and it's really made you question the integrity of the game to the point where it's like, don't even challenge it. Don't bother, because they'll probably watch the replay and still go, we don't really feel like overturning it, so we're not going to. And Chase Utley sucks. That's probably what they'll do. So instead, we'll just take the one out, because it is the 8th inning. I don't see the Dodgers getting 9 runs anytime soon. And that is a ball. But yeah, it is nice. Don't get me wrong. This victory is great. But, you really got to focus on Game 4 now, because that's going to be tomorrow night against Kershaw. Should be a great game. Steven Matz coming on the mound here for the Mets. Nothing to sneeze at either. I mean, the Mets have so many pitchers they can throw at you. And there's really not much of a drop-off between any of them. It was funny. At the beginning of the season, the Red Sox kept saying, we don't need an ace because we got the 5 number ones. We got all these great pitchers, and they really didn't. But, the Mets really do. They don't necessarily have, a Kershaw, Greinke, otherworldly starter, but they have Jacob deGrom, who had a really low ERA this season. They had Matt Harvey. They've got pitchers, like I mentioned, that could be number 1 pitchers on any other team. I think that's what the Red Sox were trying to say when they said they had 5 number 1s, but they really don't. I don't see Clay Buchholz or any of the Red Sox starters being a number 1 on any team, except maybe the Brewers or something. That's just what I'm dealing with here. But with the Mets, they've really done something here. You give them all the credit in the world for drafting these guys, but, they've got Syndergaard, they've got a ton. They've got at least 5 or 6 really good starting pitchers and two or three really great ones. So you look at that and you just think, that's pretty awesome. That's kind of what a lot of teams wish they could have. A lot of teams wish they could have one or two of those guys. The Mets have all of them. So we'll see how that works out in the postseason going forward. But, my hats off to the Mets, obviously, for coming back and winning this game and really making a statement here as, what's-his-name strikes out. It's funny how what I say never really corresponds to what happens on the screen. I'll be like, oh, they really need to get out of this inning, and then they give up a walk or something. But anyway. Yoenis Cespedes. Oh, wow, they're even doing StatCast on this. Wow, going 21 miles an hour on that run. He was busting it, which is good to see. Even in a blowout game, Cespedes giving it his all. All smiles in the Mets dugout. After that frustrating loss, it'll be good to go up 2-1 here. As I think that's Darno's up to bat. I can't really see his jersey. Wow, that was a great pitch. And things in the third row somewhere. Clayton Kershaw, waiting to maybe dispel some of his own postseason demons here. That's why I'm a little bit worried about Kershaw tomorrow. He's got a lot to prove. His first outing wasn't terrible, but, he didn't get the win, obviously. And now the Dodgers will be facing elimination on the road. On one hand, you think maybe that's a recipe for Kershaw to lose, but then again, all that pressure might be what propels him. So you don't know what you're going to get. Steven Matz will have to pitch, the game of his life, obviously. All these games are important. I don't think you can get away with what you got away with tonight. Matt Harvey giving up 3 runs. Hell, Matt Harvey could have given up 8 runs and they still be in the game. So I don't think you can have that tomorrow. With Clayton Kershaw, you might get a couple runs off him, but you can't be, dilly-dallying around, walking people and giving up hits in key situations and having errors around you like Matt Harvey did. You really got to buckle down. I say that, and they'll probably beat him 10-0, but, as it is right now, you take Kershaw seriously, you take Greinke very seriously. You take this Dodgers team seriously, even though their one rally was kind of because of an illegal play, if you think about it, but I digress. To this point, the Dodgers haven't exactly wowed you offensively. They haven't had a home run. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They had the one home run from Gonzalez in this game. Other than that, they haven't had any long balls. They really haven't shown much except for that 7th inning where they scored the 5 runs, 3 of which you could argue shouldn't have even scored. So, really, the Dodgers, as good as their pitching has been, their offense has kind of reared its ugly head, or lack thereof. They're almost like the 2013 Red Sox in that facet, except they haven't had that really key hit like the Red Sox had in 2013. Because you forget, the Red Sox did win the World Series, but a lot of it was due to their pitching. Their hitting came through very rarely. And when they did, it was great, but there were no 13-run games for the Red Sox that year as he strikes out. So, of course, the one inning I filmed from the Mets batting, they don't do anything. But we'll see if Utley bats in the 9th. If not, I am out. Let's go, Mets.